run. Ooh, takes a hit there by number 40.
That's an interesting little play there. I'm not sure.
I think they were going to try to pitch to Weeks.
Well, I don't know. I saw Mike was kind of standing there at the line of scrimmage facing Gary, and I didn't know if maybe at some point there was going to be a pitch and kind of a counteraction out of it, but it never got to that point if he was.
Yeah, the one thing you don't see a whole lot of, though, John, is you don't see Gary Silvers take very many hits.
No, you don't. He doesn't get squared up and leveled very often, does he?
Nope. And so that's number 1. I'm going to mark that down because he doesn't take very many hits, but he got hit there. So they're in a split back, 2nd and 9. Hands off to Combs, off tackle. Not a whole lot there. Pulls it back out. There is a flag down. Nice run for a pickup of about 11 yards, but there is a flag down in the vicinity of holding.
Usually where you'd see a hold on the lineman inside.
So wasn't a whole lot there. He saw it. That's what the call is. There is a holding against the Vikings, so that will bring up a 2nd down again and probably about 18.
Yeah, you can see the official just telling, I don't know if it was Riley or who they got for the hold on there, but just the indication was that he had his hands out a little bit wide and apparently made it an easy call for the official. Nice little pickup.
Yeah, it was a nice run. He had some good vision there, Jacob Combs.
Little second effort. He was almost stopped in the backfield, it looked like.
Yep, he went to the left. There was nothing there. Bounced it out. Picked up some nice yardage before the linebacker came across. So now we're in our ace formation. We're pretty tight with our 3 receivers low. Silver's back to
I'm
pass.
guessing Gary noticed a little isolation out there and wanted to get it to Mike, wasn't able to.
Oh, number 13 hauled down by his face mask. Ref saw it, threw it. It was a nice run. Looked like Gary didn't have a whole lot. Picked up about 8 yards, but number 40, the linebacker came across and just got his hands a little high right in Gary's face mask, and so that'll be a 15-yarder, and that'll be a Cadillac first down.
Absolutely. Glad to see Gary get right up from that, because that was, and I'm sure it wasn't was not intentional by the Traverse City player, but just trying to grasp whatever you can grasp when Gary's running outside of you, and unfortunately turned his head a little bit.
Yep, he lathers up with mink oil before the game, and it's tough to actually get a claw on him. So, and when you're playing at that speed, those things happen. So, in any case, Cadillac's 1st and 10 at actually the Trojans' 49-yard line. We got a wildcat going on.
I think we're going to get called for
Weeks.
Well, no, we're not. We didn't.
Weeks takes a direct snap, picks up about 2 before he ends up running over number 58.
It sure looked to me like we had 5 in the backfield there, but I'm not going to second guess the officiating.
Yeah, I don't know if our wide receiver down low was actually on the line. I think he
could have been.
He was asking if he was on the line, but he was about 3 yards off. But
okay.
In any case, I think the official down here gave it to him, and that's what Jim and the official's talking about right now.
At any rate, if the play didn't confuse Traverse City, it confused Travis McDonald. He didn't really know what was the plan on that one to start with.
So we're in a Wildcat set again. Mike Weeks in the backfield by himself, takes a handoff. Does he pass 2? Nope. Decided not to pass. Kept it. Picked up about 2. Looked like he was looking for Gary Silvers down the field who was streaking.
Did look like a little quarterback throwback type play there, and a little trickeration, as they say.
Yep.
Which, if it works, you look like a genius, and when it doesn't look so great.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 8 for the Vikings on the 47-yard line of the Trojans, and we'll see what Mr. Webb, Coach Webb, has in his sleeve for a 3rd and 8.
You'd really like to see us establish our will here a little bit on offense and kind of move their defense before we rely on the big play a little bit too much. Hopefully we can get that going.
We're running option.
There we go. A little
Gary Silvers has a little seam. He's not going to pick up the first down. He's going to be about a yard short. I have a feeling if I was Webb, he's probably going to go for this, but that's why I'm sitting up here and he's down there.
Yep, you never know. It's certainly in his demeanor to go for it. And
so we are going for it. I like to see this. It's 4th and 1. It's early in the game. We're up 3-0. We're not deep in their zone, but you know what? We gave them the ball on the 35 to kick off last time, so it's about a 6-yard difference. So I like this call.
It's nice he's showing a little confidence in his defense if they don't happen to get it.
Nope. So, yep, little miscommunication here. Webb's not happy. Doesn't like to waste timeouts, I guess. And he's going to let his offense know about it right now as They take a timeout with 3:54 left in the first period. Cadillac up 3-0. This is Jeff Brooks with John Emmington, channel 97 and 98, bringing you Cadillac Viking football on a beautiful homecoming night. If you'd like a copy of the game on DVD, you just have to call the station or email TV 97 and 98, and you can have a copy for $5, which is a
Great deal.
Yep, it's a great deal where you can just come enjoy the game. If you got children playing, and let us handle all the play-by-play.
Got to give some kudos to our soccer team from last night, Coach. They beat up on the Traverse City Central Trojans.
That's right. Big 3-2 win over the Traverse City Trojans, and I don't know where that puts them in the Big North, John.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know exactly either. I know we're near the top, and I know they still need to pull out a few more victories to secure that before the tournament comes. But it was a nice victory for sure. No,
yep.
I think a hat trick by Evan Sharp. I think he had 3 goals.
Wow. So Cadillac comes out 4th and 1. Gary Silvers hands off to Combs, and we're going to run right over with our big boy. He's still on his feet. He's still running hard. Nice run. Pickup of about 12 yards, 10 yards. Jacob Combs, he showed a lot of heart there. He got hit about 3 times, broke 3 tackles before he was finally hauled down by number 8, Boone Marios.
Nice initial push, and then it was just all Jay Combs doing his thing. And reminds me, my high school coach used to say he read the entire book of football, and it doesn't say you have to go down when you get hit. And that's exactly what Jake just proved right there.
Sure indeed. So that'll bring up a 1st and 10 for the Vikings. We're on our ace back. 3 wide receivers. Low snap. Gary does pick it up. Going to get as much as he can, but he's going to lose about a yard there.
Second low snap we've seen. I think the first was the first play of the game, and it just really disrupts everything when you can't get those in.
Yeah, and you know, Brandon Parcell, he's the center. He's been rock solid all year. This is the first time I've seen a couple low snaps.
Yep, he has. He's been great all year, and that's when you don't talk about a center is when he's doing well.
Yep. So he'll get it put back together. Him and Gary will talk. So we're in a split back formation now. Weeks down low. Low pass by Gary Silvers out to Mike Weeks. That little 3-yard stop, and try to get him out there one-on-one with 12, because I think I got to believe Webb thinks he's got a good shot with Weeks one-on-one with 12 out there.
I would think so. You know, Mike's probably got a good shot 1-on-2 or 1-on-3 with most teams and players that he plays. Right now we're a little clunky right now, and see if we can get firing on all 4 cylinders here pretty quick.
So 3rd and 10, Gary Silver's back, scanning the field, looking to pass. He's got a nice receiver out there to Weeks. He's not going out of bounds. Gets all the way down to about the 15-yard line before he's tackled there by number 2, Tim Martin, but not before a Cadillac first down, I got to imagine. Yep, they're moving the chains, so that's a 1st and 10 for Cadillac down to the 15-yard line of the Trojans. It was a nice read. He had a lot of time. That offensive line gave Gary about 5 seconds there, John.
He did, right on cue. As I say, they were looking clunky. They come back with a play looks like a well-oiled machine, running Travis deep on a pattern, Ike deep, and then dragging Mike across underneath him and just cleared out the seam for him.
So Cadillac goes 1st and 10 to 15. Got an ace back, Gary Silvers. He's got a 65 lead blocker. He's still got 65 lead blocker. He picks up about 3 yards. Who was that? 65. Jacob Lowering. He pulled from that left guard and led Gary Silvers around the corner. So that'll bring up about a 2nd and 8.
It will. You know, that was a really nice defensive play by 12 there, Joe Prokes. Not easy when you've got 2 lead blockers coming at you and being able to kind of pick them apart and split them and come up and make a tackle for what could have been a big gain held into a couple yards.
Yep. So 2nd and 8. We'll take our shots here. We got Jared Webb lined up right down in front of us with Travis McDonald, Isaac Baker, tight end spot. Mike Weeks split out high in our ace-back formation. Gary Silvers in shotgun, scanning the field again. He's got Travis in the corner. Little too much heat on it. Just out of the reach of Travis McDonald. So that'll bring up 3rd and 8 from the 15-yard line.
Well, yeah, he had Trav, and I don't know if Gary threw it where he wanted to throw it, and Trav was a little more towards the middle of the field than Gary thought, or if Gary just slipped a little bit on it, but he did have a step.
Yes, he did. Those are the situations right there. Gary has not ran the ball a whole lot yet this game. He's only pulled it down maybe about 4 or 5 times. Gary usually gets around 20 to 27 carries a game.
He does, and it's kind of the rhythm of our offense when we're really firing. As part of that is Gary every couple of plays just tucking the ball and running as a result of a rush on him and he can't get a pass off, or just as a result of direct snap and a design play. But so far that hasn't happened. We're still able to move the ball down the field.
Yeah, we're putting air under the ball tonight. We're passing the ball a lot more than what I've ever seen us in the previous couple games. Maybe our coaching staff thinks, we can maybe spread this defense out a little bit and pick away at them. I know
there's a lot of different ways to skin a cat, and one of them is if you spread it out a little bit and toss the ball around, you loosen up those linebackers, and then those runs up the middle and off tackle become a little bit more effective because the linebackers have to respect the pass first.
So after that Viking timeout, Cadillac had a chance to talk about it. Minute 36 left in the first period. Cadillac leading 3-0. It's 3rd and 8 at the 15-yard line. Gary Silver's back in shotgun. Travis McDonald down wide. Gary's back there. He has a receiver. Throws it up. Oh! Batted around like a volleyball. Weeks went up.
Jared Webb almost came up with that at the very end. Wasn't able to.
Yep, we had 2 receivers in the same vicinity. I don't know if that was designed or not, if there was a confusion on the route. But
I'm not sure if they just didn't run out of real estate there in the back of the end zone. Gary had a lot of time, and it looked like our receivers felt like they were open from our vantage point. It didn't really look like any of them had really broken clear, and Gary just kind of threw it up and took his chances, and we almost came down with one.
Well, in any case, we're going to try a 32-yard field goal with Mike Weeks here. Located on the left hash, kicking towards the south. Good hold by Isaac Baker. That baby's good. Nice 32-yarder. That would have been good from 40 yards. Mike Weeks got a good leg on him. He supplied all 6 points of the Cadillac Vikings. So with 1:29 left in the first period, with 2 Mike Weeks field goals, Cadillac Vikings 6, Traverse City Trojans 0. Again, this is TV 97 and 98. This is Jeff Brooks filling in for old Ron Wolford. Couldn't be here tonight. Sitting with my good friend John Emmington. And we're bringing you the play-by-play at a beautiful 2010 Cadillac Viking homecoming. A lot of excitement, a lot of people. Love to see these stands filled.
You do. There's not many empty seats out there tonight, which weather combined with a football team that has only got one blemish on its record and is really exciting to watch for a number of different reasons. We've seen a couple of them tonight. Who would have thought that our first 2 scores were going to be field goals? But we'll take what you can get.
Yeah, my over-under's not looking too good right now. So, Mike Weeks, number 33, set to kick off for the Vikings. Back deep is number 4, Ryan Verskuren, and number 5, Jack Stevens.
You kind of get the sense that this is a really important set of downs coming up here for our defense. If Traverse City was to pop one in here and gain some confidence by taking a lead with a touchdown, could make for a more interesting game than we really want to see.
I was just thinking that. So Weeks' big kickoff goes, it sails back in the end zone, so that'll be a touchback. That's nice to start on their own 20. So Mike's got his kicking leg going tonight, and Trojans will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20 with 1:29 left in the first period.
You talk about all the stuff that Mike does well. That's such a huge weapon in high school football. They'll be able to blast one into the end zone. You take away the chance of their best running back getting the ball in his hands in open space. As many times as we kick off in a game, that's just a huge, huge weapon for a high school football team.
That's one thing Cadillac has had a lot of in the last 7 years.